We have a major Golden State Warriors update, as after the craziest trade deadline in NBA history, the Warriors continue to make moves, officially signing Quinten Post to that full tilt contract. So we're going to break down the details of this signing, what it means for the other guys out there on this roster, because there are some serious questions the Golden State Warriors have to answer at that 5 position. And now, giving this contract to Quinten Post, the details of it reveal kind of a direction that they're moving, especially now with Jimmy Butler coming into the mix. So we have a ton of stuff to break down, but folks, you guys have been crushing it, hitting that sub button as of late. And if you don't want to miss a single thing that's going on with the Golden State Warriors, with transactions, moves, games, whatever the heck it is, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, because we're delivering daily Golden State Warriors content out here on the channel. But let's dive into the madness, because we continue to get those Shams bombs happening across the league, and now the Golden State Warriors once again, as Shams came out and revealed that the Golden State Warriors are converting two-way 7-footer Quinten Post to a 2-year standard NBA contract. His agent at Priority Sports told ESPN. Post has emerged as the rotation center for the Golden State Warriors, averaging 8.4 points per game, 4.3 rebounds over his last 10 games. Now, this is something that a lot of Warriors fans expected to happen, given the fact Post has been out there, been starting games. He's been very, very effective out there at that center position, especially for a guy that, had to get converted. Wasn't that full-time roster spot. Now, with more questions arising out there at the center position, bringing in Post, making sure he's available for the postseason. We get to see some Posts in the postseason. It's a good deal. It's a good deal because he provides another dimension to what the other center options out there provide for the Warriors. So we can take a look at his full tilt stats over the course of the season. Of course, Shams revealed his stats for the past 10 games, but Post has been limited in run throughout the start of the year, but averaged 7.1 points per game, 3.4 rebounds, 1.8 assists, and shoots 36% from behind the three-point line, only 25% on corner threes. But again, these three-point percentages go up and down, and it's not until you get a long stretch of games where you can really quantify these types of things. So Quinten Post, he's a floor spacing big man. He can come out and just provides another dimension out there on the offensive end for Golden State, because Jimmy Butler coming in, of course, he is a phenomenal basketball player. He can be very effective out there on the offensive end, but three-point shooting wouldn't be regarded as a specialty. Now, there were points throughout the season for the Miami Heat where Jimmy Butler was actually very effective from behind the three-point line, but Post, out of the main center options Golden State has, unless you want to run some small ball lineups, Post is going to be your most effective three-point shooter and floor spacer. Now, with Jimmy Butler coming in, is going to be a very, very useful kind of asset. And frankly, he's been really good. He has been, he's had ups and downs. Of course, he's not perfect. I've seen some people say, he needs to be out of the starting lineup and stuff, but I do think he has been really, really effective over his last few games. I mean, we could take a look at his game log. He's had some really nice outings, especially that game against the Chicago Bulls there. Yes, like a few days ago. I mean, a little 20 piece in there. Just a guy that deserves to be on a full-time contract. He's proven he's able to space the floor for the Golden State Warriors, and is going to be capable of playing in rotation minutes for the big club. So that's all positive. Maybe the one concern I've seen some people throw out, because again, you have to take a look at sample size, you have to take a look at everything in the G League, and not even the biggest sample size out there in the G League, but this man's only shot 28% from the three-point line out there in the G League. So that's all stuff to factor in. Average 17 points per game, 8.5 rebounds, 2 assists. He's a great basketball player. 1.1 steals, 1.0 blocks per night, and he is a proper 7-footer. Like, the guy is all of 7 feet. He's only 24 years old, and now, especially with this Jimmy Butler move going down, you're depleting some of the depth that this team ended up having. So having Post just as available option, specifically for the postseason, because that's what this is most important for the end of the year, because you have limits in terms of what two ways are capable of playing. He's a guy that has impressed. The Dutch big man has been a very, very nice addition to the squad. So that's all positives, but I think what the discussion's really going to come down to now from Warriors fans is, what are the lineups going to look like? Because we've seen some debates, we've seen some back and forth, because Trayce Jackson-Davis, Kevon Looney, Quinten Post all provide very different types of skills, types of games for the Golden State Warriors. Jackson-Davis, of course, is a guy that we've seen over the past couple seasons even though he's a few inches shorter than Post, he's a very good rim protector, can block shots, can do different things, and they're both similar ages in terms of upside and stuff, but basically 1.1 blocks per game for Trayce Jackson-Davis last year. Can be a lob threat. Can do a lot of different things out there inside the paint. So, some people are saying, hey, Trayce Jackson-Davis needs to be out there in the lineup more. He started most of the season. He should be a guy that, gets more of these opportunities. But then you also have to factor in, also have to discuss, Kevon Looney, if we get his stats going. There we go. 5.2 points per game, 6.9 rebounds. And obviously he's the vet for the Golden State Warriors. It's still crazy. He's only 29 years old. He's been with the Warriors forever. But can still have an impact out there, scoring underneath the rim and things along those lines. So 3 rotation big men, but Post provides a very different option to what Golden State's actually able to provide, and frankly, is more of what they're looking for. I had the Nikola Vucevic stats up there right now because he's a guy the Golden State Warriors were very much linked to over the past few days. I mean, we heard Shams say a bunch of stuff about Nikola Vucevic being a made trade target for Golden State, and that's because they wanted that extra floor space. And you're bringing in Jimmy Butler, you're bringing in these types of guys. You need to be able to have space out there on the court to execute, and of course, Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time. You have Buddy Hield, who we'll see, if how he's rocking out at any given night. But there are shooters on the squad. But when you're now bringing in Jimmy Butler, who seems locked in, seems very positive. I mean, listening to Jimmy Butler's press conference has me excited in terms of he actually seems very locked in, rejuvenated. He's out of the bad vibe space that he was in with the Miami Heat. So if he's ready to go, ready to be a slasher, able to increase his points per game and to get his game back to that all-star caliber level, because heck, Andrew Wiggins, and this is why a lot of people were frustrated with the Jimmy Butler trade. Wiggins is putting up better stats than Jimmy Butler. He's younger. He's a guy that won a championship for Golden State. I mean, what are you doing here? But Jimmy Butler, when he's playing at his top tier level, we've seen that guy drag a team through the mud to an NBA Finals. So again, he's not that guy for the next stretch of game or for the past couple of seasons that he was, making those deep finals runs, but he is still only a few years removed from that. So if we can get Jimmy Butler staying locked in, staying ready to go, and then this Warriors team is able to space the floor for him to be able to cook out there on the wing, give another option for Steph Curry to really, not have to, drag the offense on his own back over the course of the season, then the Warriors are getting in a pretty good spot. And I think offensively, the Warriors are best suited for a Post out there. And then, of course, depending on the matchup, depending on the night, you might get Trayce Jackson-Davis, you might get Kevon Looney out there in the mix for one of those spots. So it's an interesting spot these guys are in. Obviously, Trayce has been out of the lineup a little bit over the last couple games, so we'll see what Steve Kerr ends up doing. He's still trying to put the pieces in the right places for Golden State to have this roster maximized. But again, even though I wasn't super high on trading for Jimmy Butler, I'm bought in. You have to if you're a Warriors fan. You just got to hope that he's able to turn it around. He said the right things in the press conference. And, if the right lineups are put together out here for Golden State, I wouldn't be shocked. I know the fan base is a little bit jaded right now, a little bit sad, a little bit down, especially after that ugly Lakers loss last night. But there's hope. There's hope, and I have belief. I have belief in this squad to be able to turn around in the back half of the season, especially with how messy things are with the Suns, some other teams out there in the bottom of the West, the Western Conference playing playoff picture. Don't count out the Golden State Warriors. You can't ever do that. So let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section down below. You guys are best to make this far. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Anyways, I'm signing out. Cheers.